What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Salami squad around the world? The Meat Pack is in the building, bringing you the Meat Picks NFL Week 3. NFL Week 2 was hype. We're moving on to the next series of games. Going to break it down real quick before we do that, though. Richie, I want you to pull up that graphic, show you what the record has been like for the individuals throughout the season. Jimmy got the best record going on so far. Twigg close behind, and so it's been a little fun so far, guys. What do you thought? I'm tripping. I didn't see him all the way there.
Disrespect.
Cruz, that's insane, dude. 13-4 last week, just murder. And this has been fun. Can't wait to see what those records look like at the end of the year. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into this thing because, listen, I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. NFL Week 3. We're talking first game, Panthers at the Texans, Thursday night game, or Texans at Panthers. Panthers, man, been looking really good. Sam Darnold looks like he might have found himself a nice little spot to land himself. I mean, their offense is good. They're winning 2 games in a row. Big win over the Saints last week. And listen, I mean, the Texans kept it, pretty close there for a while with the Browns last week. Ended up losing. Shout out Tyrod Taylor, man. Just can't get a break out here in this NFL game. But I do got the Panthers, man. I think the Panthers just stay hot here a little bit. I don't know. The offense is not the problem with the Panthers. It's just what that defense is going to do. That was kind of the name of the game last year. And I think they keep rolling, man. Watch out for the Panthers. Just young team, energy. They got some pieces, man.
Yes, sir. I agree. I think Matt Rule came in and showed up, and this is a good team. Sam Darnold is found a home here with Matt Rule in Carolina. I think they rolled the Texans 24-9 is my score there.
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty handy win. I think McCaffrey's just coming into his form, and once they figure out how to get him involved in the passing game a little more, they'll be a dominant force on offense. Either way, Texans, they're just in a bad spot. Even with if Deshaun Watson plays, I think they're still not going to be super good. Even though he's a top 5 talent, I'm picking the Panthers in this one pretty easily.
Yeah, Houston's in a rough situation here quarterback-wise. They got Davis Mills coming in, Jeff Driscoll. One of them is going to take the starting job up this week. It's just going to be a rough go. Panthers are on a heater. Taking the Panthers here. I don't know what the score is going to be, though.
Yeah, no, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Los Angeles Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 games that lost, 2 really close games that past week. Obviously, the first 2 games of the year for the Chargers have been kind of the same, just kind of not looking too good, but not looking too bad, just losing close ball games. That was the whole entire season for them last year. It just kind of seems like they're repeating that. Still kind of got some young pieces and whatnot to figure it out. Obviously, Kansas City on the other side, lost to just Lamar Jackson going dummy. But I don't know here, man. If it's a shootout potential, I still got Kansas City winning. If it's not, I still have Kansas City winning. I mean, I just don't know. I cannot trust the Chargers come down late in these ball games, man. And Kansas City looked great last week. It's just, Lamar Jackson went dummy, and so I think they wash them here.
I don't know about wash. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Chiefs come out, bounce back after that Ravens loss last week. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to come out with a vengeance, and they're going to win. But I think the Chargers are a good team. Herbert's fun to watch. Good team. So, but I think Chiefs taking it home here.
Yeah. I called the Chiefs upset last week. But I don't think it's going to happen again this week. I love this rivalry, especially with Herbert coming up. He's going to be a top talent in the next few years. They have a great roster. Their defense is a little suspect, but I think the Chiefs are going to return to form. Look for Tyreek Hill to have more than 3 catches in this week. I think that they're going to come in. It won't be a dominating performance, but it'll be a shootout. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure. Taking the Chiefs over the Los Angeles fourth quarter chokers here, boys. They put some points on the board every week, just cannot finish out these games. So there's no way. I really like the overline on this, whatever that number is. But yeah, Chiefs going to get the dub.
Definitely take the over on the points. That I would say is pretty good lock for that game. But going to move on to the next game. We are talking the Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cardinals. I'm reading every single one of these backwards. But here's my thing. Jacksonville Jaguars, name of the game is they're probably going to go 0-17 again. Just like does not look good. Cardinals, on the other hand, man, obviously won a real good game. I would almost say game of the week last week against the Vikings. Dude just missed a field goal. Kyler Murray's on a rampage right now. The offense is crazy. And I mean, I got him winning here. I don't see Jacksonville making no upset, dude. That's been some hard football to watch.
Yeah, Jacksonville is in a real bad spot here. I mean, Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked awful, but he hasn't looked like what they thought he was going to be. Urban Meyer's just not the guy there. And, I think the Cardinals come out and they roll him here.
Yeah, I agree. This is my blowout game of the week. With Kyler MVP Murray, he's looking to move his teams in the playoffs, make a deep playoff run. I think this is just a stepping stone, not even an obstacle for the Cardinals. I see him dominating this team.
Trevor Lawrence with a worse career start than Josh Rosen, boys. Ooh. All right, that's in the books. This Jags team's got a lot of good pieces. I say it every week. I really like James Robinson, but I don't know. They just haven't been able to piece it together. I don't know if that's a coaching issue or whatnot, but I don't know. Cardinals are looking red hot offense and defense right now. Give me the Cardinals here.
Now listen, Cardinals did that last season. It's just going to come down to, after week 10, can they get in there and really grit that out? But fun team to watch, that's for sure. But we're going to move on to the next game. We're talking the Cleveland Browns at the Bears. Justin Fields getting his official first start, which, I mean, listen, here's my thing with Justin Fields. I wouldn't say this is a bad game to throw him into, but I mean, I think we'll see some mistakes here, just rookie mistakes. It's going to happen to everybody. Cleveland, I still think is top 3 team in the AFC this year. So definitely see, we saw last week he make a couple mistakes, a couple false starts, threw an interception, and some of the time he got out there, but saw some flashes, man. That's all you want to see as a fan. Just see some flashes, know that the talent's going to be there eventually, and just get through them rookie woes. But I got Cleveland winning this game, man, because I just think just better football team. It's weird because the Bears are just 3 years removed from being a really, really good football team, and something just kind of happened. But Cleveland Browns are just going up, man, going up.
Yeah, Browns are going to be a dominant force this year. Every week it seems like they're definitely winning this game here, but I am very excited to see what Justin Fields can do. I think he should have been the starter week 1, so I can't wait to watch this game.
Yeah, I'm also excited for Justin Fields. I like his story. I think he's a good character. But I don't see him winning this week. I think their defense is still pretty good. It got him the dub last week against a weaker opponent. But the Browns have been there, done that. They're looking for a deep playoff run, and I think Baker Mayfield, he might have gotten banked up last game, but he played in the fourth quarter, so I guess he's okay. But I'm picking the Browns to take this one as well.
Yeah, I got a surprise for you, boys. The Browns are a really good football team, dude. They're about to stomp the Chicago Bears right here, dude. It's not going to be good. At Soldier Field, last season at the field, about to go down real bad here. This is going to be ugly. Talk about blowout.
Talk about blowout. Should be a good little fun time to watch. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Buffalo Bills at the Washington football team. I don't know what the line looks like, so I don't know if upset is accurate, but I got Washington football team winning this game. I just like the front seven going into this. I don't know, man. Obviously, we keep saying each week. I'm probably going to keep saying it each week. Washington football team's a good football team. They just need that star quarterback, man, or something. Heineke is going to get you a win or two. He's going to look really good, but is he going to win you 10, 11 games? I don't think so. But I don't know. I just like the Bills going into here. I like the front seven. Buffalo Bills have a decent offensive line. They've obviously been able to get the run game going for them this year, and obviously had a big comeback win last week. But I'm going to just go with Washington, man. I feel it.
Listen, I think that's a good pick. I disagree with you. I'm going to go with the Bills here in a very close game. I think this could be a low scorer. That Bills defense is nothing to scoff at, and Washington's offense, obviously, with Heineke at the helm, isn't going to be anything crazy. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I do think the Bills come out on top here.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bold take to pick the Redskins or the football team with this one. But the Bills, I think that Josh Allen is just getting warmed up. I don't think he's going to be as great as he was last year, but I think he'll get up to form. This isn't the defense to do it against, though. I think their defense is top 5 in the league with the Washington football team. I do see the Bills win this in a very close scoring game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be close till about the fourth quarter, and I think the Bills are going to get up about a touchdown or two. I don't know. This Washington football team, again, we all know the quarterback is the problem, but they've been able to figure out points somehow. Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry out there, wide receiver, just catching tugs all day. So I think there's going to be a lot of points getting scored here. Bills are looking mid-season form already. Offense, defense looking great. My boy Matt Milano back in there making every tackle. I mean, it's just going to be a good game, I think, to watch. But I'm taking the Bills.
Definitely going to be a good football game to watch. Excited for that one. But going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Tennessee obviously getting a nice big win over Seattle. Not sure if I called that one or not. I don't remember. Real close game, came down to a field goal. Derrick Henry, though, had his coming out party and whatnot. And I actually think this game will be a little closer than we think, and I actually give the Colts a strong chance to win this game. But they just got so much going on this year, man. Carson Wentz, both his ankles are just pudding, and just like you got so many players kind of in and out being injured and whatnot. And I think the Titans coming off that big win against the Seahawks, Derrick Henry's just going to repeat. I think the Colts obviously have a better front seven than what the Seahawks can bring, so maybe. But offensively, I don't think the Colts will be able to catch up this week to the Titans.
Listen, I think the Colts are going to win this game. I think the Titans' defense is absolutely garbage. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to go 200 yards this week. I think he's going to show out. Derrick Henry, obviously, he's the king, but I think the Colts, I think Jonathan Taylor is going to run crazy this week.
Yeah. I picked the Titans to win this game. However, if Wentz plays and he's healthy, I can see him pulling it out. The Titans, the only way I can see them losing is if the Colts have Wentz, or if they're tired from this ass beating they've been getting from the Seahawks in the week before. Their defense is pretty trash, and they're tired. They have a lot of emotional wins, a lot of big victories, and that drains on you. So I will pick the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm in like the same boat as Jimmy here. I picked the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think this could be a close, low-scoring game, but I don't know, man. This Colts defense is pretty solid versus the Titans' kind of lack of defense. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen, but I think Titans' offense is going to end up just closing it out here.
Definitely a good game to watch. Excited to see a little AFC action. But going to move on to the next game. We're talking the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. And Saints, man, a little bit of a weird season. First couple of games, obviously, had a crazy win over the Packers week 1. Jameis Winston going out there looking crazy. And then the second week kind of having that game against the Panthers. So I'm not really sure about the Saints right now. You know, Drew Brees left. I think they're having a little hard time finding their identity a little bit. And the Patriots look pretty good, man. Mac Jones, everyone just kind of, I mean, it's Patriots, Bill Belichick. Obviously, you know, you don't have Tom Brady behind the helm, but I got the Patriots like winning this game. I just think they're going to put it together. I generally think the Patriots can end the season with 9-10 wins. I mean, I honestly think so. They start getting into the later months. I mean, I got them winning some ball games, but I'll take them here. Mac Jones do a little something.
Big Mac. I agree with you. I think Mac Jones is just doing his thing, getting the job done. Bill Belichick with the defense doing what he needs to do. I think the Patriots do come out. I think this is another low-scoring game. I think we got a lot of low-scoring games this week, but the Patriots are going to take this one home.
I don't know who's favorited, but I have a feeling that the Saints will win this in like not a shootout. Like it'll be a field goal contest. I don't know. I just don't think the rookie with the Patriots is up to snuff yet. He might be better than I think. I think that Jets game showed me a lot about how he performs under pressure. The Saints defense is going to be a little tougher for him, but I don't think the Patriots will pull us out. I'm taking the Saints in a kickoff.
Yeah, I disagree there a little bit. I think last week the Jets showed us how bad the Jets are, not necessarily how good the Patriots are. So, I mean, they are still young. They need some pieces to happen. I'm going to pick New Orleans here. I think there's a big bounce back week after that crazy week 2. I mean, they just kind of got dumped on, weren't able to put together anything on offense, and defense was just giving up a lot of points. So I think they're coming back here, and I think they're going to make New England look kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that going both ways for sure. Going to move on to the next game, though. We are talking the Atlanta Falcons, New York Giants. I mean, listen, here's my thing. A little bit of a yikes, I think, but here's my thing with the Giants, man. I rode them hard last year, you know, because the last 8 games of the season, they went 5-3. Daniel Jones cutting back on the turnovers a little bit. And I mean, this year they've only let up 1 turnover so far, which is a good improvement, right? And I mean, the Falcons on the other end, obviously they got a little something going last week against the Bucs. I just don't know, man. That offense is I don't think has been the problem. The defense is just horrendous, dude. They gave up 22 to the Eagles. Tom Brady pulled out like a $5 biggie bag last week on them. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Giants here because, like I said, I think something eventually breaks for the Giants. They've been consistently taking care of the ball more, and I think they have a good enough offense. If that's the case, if they're not going to turn the ball over between Galladay and Barkley, they'll be able to make something happen. So I got them winning this game.
I think you're crazy. I think the Falcons absolutely steamrolled the Giants here. I think the Falcons they're just better. I don't think Danny Dimes is the answer there at all. I think the Falcons put up a bunch of points, and I don't think the Giants offense will get it done.
Yeah. I agree that the Falcons are going to win. I think it'll be in a less convincing fashion. I think it'll be close up to the fourth quarter, and then maybe a turnover occurs, maybe a Danny Dimes fumble. Classic Danny Dimes, but I think the Falcons take this one with a last-second touchdown to seal the deal here.
Yeah, both these teams are really good at losing football games, so this fourth quarter is going to be really interesting because someone's got to win it here. We might see a tie here, but I'm never going to trust Danny Dimes ever. Turnover machine, best in the league at giving the ball to the other team. Give me the Falcons here, boys. Like, come on.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams. I mean, listen, obviously the Steelers 1-1 right now. Both those games are still just kind of ugly, from the losing side and even from the winning side. And I still think they're a better football team than the Bengals. Just better pieces. The defense is breaking some record right now, like getting a sack so many weeks in a row. So, I mean, Pittsburgh's always solid on the defensive side of things. And I don't know, the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, are still just a little too ripe, a little too raw. I just think they get outplayed. They get outcoached in this game. You just got veterans on the other side, guys that know how to win football games. And I think the Bengals will look nice, man. I'm so impressed with what the Bengals are starting to put together over there in Cincinnati. But I think it's the Steelers, man. They're just going to win this game.
Again, I disagree with you. I think the Steelers, I think Ben is way over the hump. Defense is obviously not the problem, but I think Ben is just, he's too old. He should have been out of here 5 years ago. So I think he's just not there. I think the Bengals, young, they're energetic. I think they're going to win this game here.
Yeah, I actually picked the Bengals as well. I don't know if that's an underdog pick, but to me, that's my upset of the week. I think you're right. I think Joe Burrow is just coming into his own. I'm super excited to see where his career goes. Big Ben does not look the same. I mean, obviously he has a decent roster with weapons, but I don't know. I don't. He's an older man. He doesn't take care of his body like Tom Brady does. If he did, maybe his career would be a little longer. But I'm taking the Bengals here.
I agree with Raji here in this one. I think Steelers end up closing this out. Bengals are going to look good. They're not going to look bad by any means. They're a solid football team. But I just think the Steelers are way more polished, way significantly better coached. I just think they get the dub here.
Yeah, no, totally excited to watch that one for sure. Going to go ahead and move on to the next game, though, the Detroit Lions at the Baltimore Ravens. And listen, I called it last week with an upset with the Lions over the Packers. Didn't happen. I almost want to do it again right now just because, I don't know, dude, I just really mess with the Lions. They got some good pieces I really like, but we're watching something right now, dude, and Baltimore Ravens Lamar Jackson just going dummy, dude. Like he's on some Mike Vick Madden 07 type stuff right now, and just I don't know what's going on. Put the team on his back against that game with Kansas City. Obviously gave it his all in week 1 against Las Vegas. And listen, I'm not mad at what the Lions have been doing this year. Like I said, they've shown pieces, dude. TJ Hawkinson's proven that he's going to be a star. DeAndre Swift is good. They got some decent offensive line. Jared Goff, yeah, he's okay. But they're the only way that the Lions are going to win games is in a shootout. So if it's anything other than that, I think the Ravens here just go ahead. If it does turn into that, Ravens win all day.
Yeah, Lions putting up some fights this year. They're proven to be not the worst team, which a lot of people thought they were going to be. But yeah, I think the Ravens are going to come out on top here. They're just all around a better team. Lamar is putting on an absolute show every single week. I love watching him play, and I think they win the game this week.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The Lions are on the right path. Even if Goff isn't the right quarterback, they have the pieces to be a good team. They showed they can go against a good defense last week against Green Bay and put up numbers. I think Church is right. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think there's going to be a lot of points on the board. I'm picking the Ravens to squeak out this victory.
Yeah, Dan Campbell has definitely let the dogs out of the cage down there in Detroit. Boys are looking good, like solid football team, but I'm with y'all. I think Ravens take this one.
Yeah, no, totally. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. Elephant in the room. Jets just looked horrendous last week. Zach Wilson throwing 4 of those picks, probably seeing ghosts out there. And I mean, this is just crazy. Past 25 games, the Jets have not scored more than 23 points in a football game. So not Zach Wilson, not Sam Darnold. They just don't have pieces, man. This is just crazy to watch. It's so sad. Denver Broncos, on the other hand, man, I think is a really good football team. I think the AFC was it Western AFC West right? I think that's the best division of football, right next to the NFC West. Like I said, between the Chargers, the Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs, there's really good football teams, man. I've been telling you all last year. I think the Broncos got it. They just needed that quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater's out there, like doesn't care, man. He's gonna get after it, and I just think they steamroll the Jets right here. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I think people forget Teddy Bridgewater before his injury was a great quarterback and got injured, was out for 2 years. People kind of forgot about him, came back, played well with the Panthers, playing well with the Broncos. So, I mean, he's just going to be good, consistent like he always is, and he's proven it this year again. I think the Broncos take it home.
Yeah, this is also another steamroll victory for the Broncos. Bridgewater, you're right. He's a good quarterback, and his lineup is fantastic. I mean, obviously they drafted him or they picked him up because Bridgewater, Drew Lock wasn't the answer. I mean, they want to win now. Their lineup on offense and defense is stacked. I think that if they're going to win, they're going to have to do it the next couple of years. But I take this is an easy victory for the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree with all y'all. It's hype to see Von Miller out there getting energetic, seeing the offense start to produce a little bit on the other side, getting him all hyped up. And Raji said it, just Jets looking horrendous here. I'm really hoping we see a better game from Zach Wilson here, just to see, a little bit of improvement in the rookie, but Broncos all day.
Yeah, probably not. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Las Vegas Raiders at the Miami Dolphins. This is a tough one for me. Obviously, last week the Dolphins just I think Tua got a little banged up there. I'm not sure what's the final verdict on him. I didn't pay attention to that. But two good football teams, man. Two good teams that I think are good football teams. Maybe not championship football teams, but could definitely – a couple games over 500 between the two of them. But I'll give this one to the Dolphins just because they're at home. And, I'll go with that.
Okay. I think the Raiders are going to win this one. I think Derek Carr and John Gruden are building something together. They love each other. Clearly, they're having a great time down in Vegas together. But, I think they're going to win this game handily, actually. I think the Raiders take it home.
I actually wanted to pick this game as a tie. I really thought that if there was going to be one tie this year, it'll be these two teams. I think they're both really evenly matched. The only caveat to that is Tua not playing. I'm not sure who the backup is, but even with the backup, even with Tua, I think that he might be the answer, but he needs some time to grow. But I think the Raiders squeak this one out, maybe in a field goal, an extra point attempt.
Yeah, I agree. I think Miami comes back a little feisty after putting up a goose egg last week, trying to play a little bit harder. But weeks 1 through 10, Raiders play elite. They just choke the end of the season every year, just how it goes. So talk about John Gruden, Derek Carr. That's what they're known for right there. So give me the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. I'm predicting game of the week. We got the Los Angeles Rams at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Listen, until they lose a game, I like this matchup a lot. I really think the Rams could mess around and pull this one off. And until they lose and give me a reason to readjust, I'll go with the Bucs. Brady, Gronk, just been on fire. Obviously, like I said, the defense. I mean, they played the Falcons last week, so it's not really saying too much, but I don't know. I think this would be a great game. I could see low scoring. I could see high scoring. I don't know what's going to happen, but I got the Bucs just taking it home at home.
Yeah, I think this one is going to be a shootout. I think both these defenses are great, but I think both these offenses are even greater. And I think it's going to be super high scoring game. I think we could see it get up into the 70s. But I think the Bucs are going to take it home.
I'm going to take a hot take. I put my faith in Matt Stafford. clearly he hasn't been on a great team his entire career, and he hasn't won many games against dominant opponents. But I think that if he wants to prove himself, I think he wants to stay in Los Angeles and prove himself to be a champion. He's going to have to beat the Bucks. I think he will do it. I think he will take this game. It'll be an absolute shootout, but I'm taking the Rams here. Hot take.
It's a tough one to pick, boys. This is going to be a really good game one way or the other. I think when we see these high-end matchups like this is an NFL All-Star game going on the field here. Think about how much money in contracts is going to be on this field. It's going to be crazy. But I don't know. In a tight one, I think the over ends up hitting like this. We get two really good teams. I think we see a lot of points get scored for sure. But give me the Bucks here, a 1-2 point game.
I'll definitely be glued to the screen for that one. This will be probably a really fun game to watch. But we're going to go ahead and move to the next one. We got the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. And I mean, Seattle, obviously, back and forth their game with Tennessee last week. And the Vikings were literally a field goal away from taking that game from Arizona at Arizona. So, I mean, that was a big one. I mean, listen, I think the Vikings are a good football team. I really do. They got the pieces. Kirk Cousins can get it done in the regular season, I think. But I think Seattle bounces back here. I just think Seattle is the name of the game. They play really fucking good, really good offense, this and that, and get it done. And I mean, listen, like I said, at the end of the day, the Vikings, I mean, don't sleep. Right now, first 2 weeks, they got top 6 offense in the league. So they're making something happen. And they're having some really tight ball games. So that's a good sign, at least. If you're going to lose, if it's a tight ball game, I mean, it is what it is. But I just got Seattle at home, bounce back, get the dub.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Seattle is going to come out at home. Tyler Lockett is showing out this year so far, going crazy every single week. But, I love the Seahawks here. I think the Vikings, same story every year. They're good, but not good enough. And I think the Hawks are going to take it home.
Yeah, I'm not going to take anything away from the Vikings. Their entire team is really good. I heard Dalvin Cook might be a little banged up, so that will be a huge detriment. But even if they had Dalvin Cook, I think the Seahawks come in angry, or the Vikings go into their house, and they're going to face an Angry Birds team. I think the Seahawks take it pretty handily. I think they'll look really good. They'll probably win this game fairly easily.
Yeah, Vikings are a pretty solid team. Their just whole problem for the past 3 years has been consistency, trying to finish these games week after week, trying to string a couple of W's together, but I don't think they get it done here. Seattle at home coming off of a loss like that, I think they're hungry for a win.
No, definitely a fun game to watch for sure. So should see a lot of offense going on there. But going to move on to the next game, talking the San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. I got to see the odds to call it an upset, but I got San Francisco taking this game. We obviously saw Green Bay get the big bounce back against Detroit, sure. And San Francisco, I mean, a little squeak by on the Eagles there last week, only winning that game by 6 points. But I think San Francisco just comes out here and just pounds the rock on Green Bay's front seven in this game. They're going to chew up some time, good time management. I don't know. Like I said, even with Mostert and stuff being out, I mean, Kyle Shanahan could just pluck a dude out the stands and probably get him 100 yards on the ground. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Jimmy G make the passes he needs to make. I still like the 49ers as a complete football team, man. Like I said, besides last year, they're probably in that Super Bowl conversation again. But I don't know. Green Bay, we just had a yin-yang 2 games. But I just like San Francisco here. Time management, running the ball, pass it when you need to. I think they take the dub in Green Bay's territory.
Yeah, I think this is a great game. I think this is going to be a great game start to finish, very close. I think the Packers squeak it out here only because they're home. Really is kind of the deciding factor for me. I think both these teams very evenly matched. Aaron Rodgers looked like he was kind of back last week. But I think this is very close and took the Packers by a little.
Yeah. I think the Packers take this one. I think that Aaron Rodgers has always had a chip on his shoulder against San Fran for not drafting him. I think every time he takes a chance to play the 49ers, he plays his heart out. Not to take away anything from the 49ers. They obviously beat the Eagles last week, but it wasn't really a convincing win. We'll see what Jimmy G is made of. If not, Trey Lance, I would consider putting him in there. I mean, obviously the defense in Green Bay is manageable. It's good. But if you want to win these big games, you want to prove you're the man, you got to go into Lambeau and beat the brakes off these Packers. But I'm thinking the Packers take this one.
This was a really tough one for me to pick again here, boys. There are a lot of good matchups going on this week. So I'm just not going to pick. I'm going to put it on the weather here, boys, okay? So we're talking about September football right here. Might be a little hot out there. It's not going to be crazy. If this football game is happening in November, in December, give me the Packers. But I don't think it's cold enough for Lambeau to have that big of an effect. Give me the Niners getting the dub.
Ooh, yeah, this will be a fun game to watch for sure. We're going to go ahead and move on to the last game, though. We got the Philadelphia Cowboys at Philly. Is this Philly's home opener or was last week?
Last week.
Listen, I don't know, man. Philadelphia's looked a little impressive. Obviously, week 1, week 2, San Fran, barely squeaking by them. Cowboys, I think, definitely are looking good. The Cowboys are looking good to me between week 1, week 2. Obviously, just winning against the Chargers by a field goal. But if I had to say, I just think the Cowboys are a better football team here. I'm not going to slander Eagles at all. I just think the Cowboys, just come week 3, man, they're going to get it right. Philadelphia Eagles, to me, are still just a little raw, going to be a little up and down with all these new pieces. They got young guys on offense. And the Cowboys, I'm waiting for them to flip the switch, dude. I don't want to see them win, but they're too good to just be out here messing around like that, bro. They're just too good to be out here fucking it up. But I got them here. I'll take the Cowboys away with the dub.
Listen, I think these are two good teams again. I think the Cowboys are maybe a more well-rounded team than the Eagles, but I think the Eagles, that defense has been shutting it down this year so far. I think they actually win this game. I'm going to take my Birds here at home against the Cowboys by a little. Again, by a little.
Yeah, the Eagles are in a weird spot. This year is pretty much a free season because if they go and they do well and Hurts plays well, then you have your franchise quarterback. But if he doesn't, you have 3 first-round picks to find that guy. So either way, I'm numb to these games. If they lose, they lose. They win, they win.
Is Hurts the guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sold on him yet. I think that if he had a better coach, it'd be a different story. I think Sirianni is still getting his feet wet in the NFL, obviously. I'm going to say this. I think that the Eagles will split every game in the division. I did pick them to lose this one. Dak plays well in prime time. I think they're going to lose to Dallas in their home opener, but then go into Dallas at the end of the season and take that. So I'm taking the Cowboys with this game.
Definitely hard to give credit where credit is due, but this Cowboys team is solid. I mean, they're just good. It's just a matter of them putting those pieces together and, stringing some W's together here. But this is one of the biggest rival matches in NFL, low-key, high-key, Thursday night, primetime, people. Give me the fucking Birds at home, all right? Are you kidding me, Jimmy? How can you pick the Cowboys, dude?
Yeah,
I told you they're going to split. I told you they're going to split.
Right. All right, he gave me that. You picked the Cowboys.
That's a loner. I didn't give you that. I'm taking it back as soon as I move out of here.
Give me the fucking Birds, all right? Jesus.
Give him the Birds, he says. All right, y'all. That was NFL Week 3. Real quick before we go, I want to see Game of the Week. Go. I got Bucks Rams.
Let me review here. I don't know.
Ravens.
It might be the Seahawks Vikings because I kind of think it's a rivalry and it'll be high scoring. But in reality, it'll be the Bucks Rams for sure.
Titans Colts is going to be a crazy matchup.
That should be a good matchup as well. All right, y'all. That being said, actually, real quick, Richie, pull that graphic up for me one more time, dude. I want to see them scores real quick. Take a good look at that. It will not look the same next week, so get a good gander. I'm coming for y'all ass. Excited to watch NFL Week 3. Shout out Scott Hansen for being my best friend on Sundays, 1 to 8. But all right, y'all. That being said, the Meat Pack Salami Squad. Yeah, fine.
Perfect.